Rejoice! On the fourth Sunday of Lent, we celebrate Lætare Sunday. Lætare is Latin for rejoice. It is a reminder by the Church here in this midpoint of Lent that it should be a time of rejoicing as we prepare for the resurrection. As we did last week, at the 9:30 Mass, we'll celebrate the scrutinies with the catechumens, those who will be baptized at the Easter Vigil, and they use a different set of readings than what we'll cover here today. So our first reading here throughout Lent has been talking about salvation history. The first 2 weeks we heard about Abraham. Last week we heard about Moses. This week we hear about Joshua. Joshua has just led the Israelites over the River Jordan into the Promised Land. And as they come into the Promised Land, they celebrate the Passover. So when Moses, before he took them across the Red Sea, the beginning of the Exodus, they celebrated the Passover. Now that the Exodus is ended, they celebrate the Passover once again. In our second reading, Paul is talking to the community in Corinth. And he says that we are now a new creation, reconciled to God. And he says we're reconciled to God by the ambassadors, the apostles and their successors. It's not just an individual effort to be reconciled with God, but it is a community effort through his ambassadors, through his delegates. And this theme of reconciliation continues on in the gospel when we hear the parable of the prodigal son. This parable of the prodigal son is famous to all of us, right? We all have heard it multiple times. And we can begin to say, well, we've heard that before, and not really reflect on the prodigal son and what it's telling us. But there is an important message there, and we should reread it and pay attention, right? Are we like the younger son, the prodigal son? Have we strayed away and need reconciliation with the Father? Or are we like the older son, ready to be judgmental of others, be arrogant about it, and not appreciate the love of the Father, that great love that he gives us? A couple of questions to think about. When have you experienced or offered mercy? When have you witnessed forgiveness, transform relationships or communities?